Hey Bookie people, about to head out to the Sunday tournament. We all agreed to play a kind of silly deck, so I am playing Golisopod. Not the GX Golisopod, I'm playing Baby Golisopod with Promoloranthus. I put the list together last night and played around with it online with a few games, and it actually did pretty well, so I'm feeling okay. We'll see, I don't know. Whenever I play silly decks, I have no confidence in them just because they're silly decks, and I don't know how silly other people think their decks are. Like, are they just like under meta silly? Like, are they just like really good rogue deck? So anyway, I'll see you guys over there in a minute. Alright, bye-bye.
So we got a base Sun and Moon set for today's tournament. Let's take a look.
Let's see what you get.
I want to see what you get. 1, 2, 3. Energy is Psychic. And we got a Hypno, a Switch, Pukumuku, a Paris, a Firo, a Litten, a Yungoos,
I tried to make a Pukumuku deck.
a Surskit, a Steamy, and a Hariyama. Alrighty, that's it for today.
Alright, Alec, question of the day. For your favorite deck, which I guess would be Gardevoir, maybe Incineroar, I'm not too sure, do you have a special name for the deck?
Wait, was it Dylan? Wait,
Declan.
Declan.
This question's
Okay,
from
so-
Declan.
Yes, so shout out to you, Declan. Sorry that I called you Dylan. I forget names easily. But, if I have a special name for it, no, I don't.
No?
But I should I cannot speak. I should make one.
What would you name it?
For probably Gardevoir, probably like, I don't know.
You're on the spot.
Yeah, we might come back to Gardevoir, but for Incineroar, I call Incineroar Buddy, because like he's like my buddy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Buddy.
You're sneaking up on the Zach in his natural habitat. So the question of the day is, do you have a name for your favorite deck?
My favorite deck is Lapras. I don't think I have a nickname for it. On the TCGO, I call it Lappy 386.
Lappy 386?
Yeah, because that was the name of Strong Bad's laptop on the Homestar Runner. The other day I decided that we would call Snorlax Hotcakes.
Hotcakes?
Because of pulverizing pancake.
Yeah.
And we use fire energies with Kiawe.
That works. That makes sense. You gotta sneak up on Nate and disrupt his thought process.
Thought process, I've lost this game.
So the question of the day is, do you have a name for your deck?
My name for my deck?
Yeah.
Any deck?
Yep.
I like the name Explosion, that's always pretty cool.
Which one?
Explosion.
Which one's, oh, yeah.
I like that one a lot. We have Boom Goes the Minuar.
Yeah, Boom Goes the Manure, that's true.
This is the North Shadow, like that.
I haven't seen that one.
That's the North Shadow deck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
We call it Fist of the North Shadow, like that. Get Off Your High Horse is a pretty good
Get off your high horse.
What is that one?
That is Mudsdale.
We tried to build Mudsdale.
Oh. How'd that go?
It didn't.
It didn't.
Oh.
It was very poor.
You want to be on the channel?
Huh?
You want to be on the channel? Do you have any names for any of the decks that you play?
No, not really. I just have
Nope.
the Simeon deck. I just call it monkey around, if anything.
I gotcha. Alright, so tell everyone what your name is.
Laszlo.
Alright, and the question of the day is, do you have a name for any of the decks that you play?
Yeah. Not really.
Not really?
Online I do.
Yeah. What do you call your favorite deck, like your go-to deck online?
It's Lightning and Thunder.
Oh, okay. Is that the one that you brought today, for the most part?
Yeah, it's a lightning deck.
I gotcha. Cool, cool, cool.
Okay, so Wait, hold on.
A favorite
Your
deck
favorite
name?
deck? Yeah. What's the name of your favorite deck? Like, did you give it a name? Or...
Charizard is not an answer.
Charizard.
It's always the answer.
Yeah, Charizard's an answer.
Dude, no, Charizard's always the answer.
Yeah, that's literally.
Yeah. And the entire deck is 5 Charizards and 60 electric energies. That's my favorite deck.
What?
5 Charizards, 60 electric energies.
That-
You'll see that in Canada regionals.
Do you feel like you're copying the top players too much?
No, because I don't have any Charizards in my deck. So, no, I'm not copying it at all. The meta is too overflown with Charizards right now, and it's disgusting because Rainbow Charizards are very expensive. But I'll get one. You keep that. That's
One of those things was true. One of those things was true.
Just for no reason.
Hey everybody, so we made it back home. The tournament was kind of interesting. Most of us only ended up playing 2 rounds just because we all kind of got caught up with other stuff while we were there. Ella dropped after round 2 to kind of work on her video game. I dropped to kind of help her out with that because, as you saw in the video, Spooky Trees doesn't really work. I think a big part of why Spooky Trees doesn't really work anymore is because it worked really well with the old Vileplume card that used to do the item lock. And now that that's not in standard anymore, and Forest of Giant Plants is banned, yeah, I just don't see the deck working. As some background as to why I played the trees instead of Golisopod, okay, so let me go back. So I initially left the house. Brittany wasn't coming with because she had a bunch of homework that she needed to take care of. So I drove up there by myself, and I got out of the car and I was walking in and I was like, I don't have my wallet. That's great. And so I had to drive back home. I had to pick Panzu's on the desk, so her tail keeps getting in the way. I had to drive back home and I grabbed the wallet, and then we went back up, and by the time I got there I needed to build a deck still because I only had time to test the night before. And then when I got there I realized I didn't have all of my cards, so I was I honestly just cursed myself. I mean, it was just thing after thing. First, I didn't have my wallet. Second, I didn't have all of my cards, and so I just ended up throwing something together. I was in a huge hurry to make sure I had enough time to play in round 1, and I built Spooky Trees, so that's why that happened. So round 1, I ended up playing against a Typhlosion deck. Get out of my way. Typhlosion deck, which worked really well. The matches were actually relatively close, despite the fact that, like, literally Typhlosion only had to hit 1 fire energy to get a knockout on Trevenant, which that kind of sucked. But anyway, I ended up losing that round, went on to round 2 to play against Ella, and ended up losing that as well. So after that, after I lost the first 2 rounds, I was like, well, I'm not gonna win anyway. For sure. And then Ella wanted help with her game, so I figured I would help her instead. So that's the story of the tournament. Next week is going to be She's knocked my phone off the desk. What a jerk. You want to see the jerk? Here's the jerk. Look at this jerk. Look at it. Look at it. Cat shaming. Get out of here. So next week is going to be the last tournament before the Ultra Prism pre-releases, so we wanted to kind of, I think, get back to the more competitive decks. I think I might actually still build Baby Golisopod. I have all my cards at home, so I can build it at home. As long as I build it at home and then make sure I bring it there, I'll be fine. Worst case scenario, I always have Zoropod on me so I can play that if somehow I manage to forget the deck or something this time. I'm not putting it past myself, just to be honest. I'm not putting it past myself at this point. So anyway, that's probably what I'll play next week. I think we're going to be playing this coming Friday and then again on Sunday. I don't know if I'll film again on Friday. I don't know, it just seems like more of like a chill environment. There wasn't really a lot to talk about. I don't know if that really ended up being much of a fun video. Also, I don't think I edited it very well, so there's that too. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. One note for this coming Saturday, for Silly Deck Saturdays for the stream on Twitch. Again, that's twitch.com/RileyTheRad. I'm not going to be able to start at 1 p.m. like usual. Typically, that's when I start the stream. I'm actually attending a town hall meeting, but I will still do the Silly Deck Saturday stream. It'll just be earlier. I'll shoot for 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Gonna try to be up that early. 10 a.m. Eastern Time, twitch.com/RileyTheRad. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say, but I don't remember what it was. Hope you all have a great week, and ciao. Bye-bye.